So welcome back. I just tasted one of the best things I've ever tasted in my life just now. I have with me my next guest is Brian Jones, and he is the owner of Like to Smoke Meat. This meat that you brought here has actually been sitting here. It is delicious. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
My name is Brian Jones, and I have a dry rub company, and I've been doing that for 3 years. And we just expanded the company to actually smoking meat. And so it's been a lot of fun, but it's been a lot of work as well to get it all going.
Sure.
Getting all the licensing in place, etc. I just retired last year, so I've kind of turned this into a retirement job versus for 34 years in the engineering industry. So
you said before, because you can get this online or at a store. Go ahead and talk about it.
So I do sell my dry rubs online at liketosmokemeat.com. Or I'm in Von Hansen's Meat and Spirits. It's a butcher shop, an old-fashioned butcher shop in Chandler. They make their own brats. They have my rub on their shelf. My brand is called Brian's Dry Rubs.
I think they were on my show. So
yeah, it's called Brian's Dry Rubs, and they're a great little butcher shop. So
here's what we're going to do. First of all, everybody, I'm tasting it. I have tasted it. I can tell you right now, this is a brisket that you did.
This is a brisket, yes.
And you smoked this for how long?
This was a fast smoke, so this was just 7 hours. But I usually do it 14.
And he had given it here, he brought it here before the show, and it's been sitting out. It is delicious. It's not dry. It is unbelievable. When I tasted it, sometimes you have that little aftertaste or whatever. Not at all. Tell them what's in the rub.
Well, there's 14 ingredients in my beef rub.
I get to eat it. Go ahead.
And, there's lots of stuff. It's kind of hard to kind of go through everything, but there's garlic and onion and paprika. People tried to make it based on my ingredients, but they can't because of the proper combinations.
Now you have 3 kinds. One is for pork, the other one is for beef and the other one's for chicken.
Poultry. Right?
Okay.
And then I'm working on other ones for fish and lamb, etc. But it takes a long time to produce a rub. It took me 2 years to come up with this.
2 years, wow.
For the pork rub, which is my base for these 3.
It's awesome.
But it's all about the meat, not about the rub. The rub can't overdo the meat. The rub needs to complement the meat.
Right.
And you can kind of tell when you taste it. You don't necessarily taste the rub, but it's got a lot of flavor, and you can't figure out where it's coming from.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Let me ask you something. We're going to open up the lines to the audience because that's okay with you.
Sure.
And we're going to give away 6 people are going to win. So everyone gets a call in. And let me just tell you something, guys. This is awesome. You can check it out on his website. It's Like to Smoke Meat, and it's just onemeat.com. And you can also call him if you want, because he also caters. He'll also come to your restaurant, you said, if you want to have your meats smoked by him. He's a specialist in it. And the number to call him is 480-282-0812. But I've got our lines open here. I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. You can pick whether you want pork, beef, or poultry. You've also got another smoke rub that's a little different, but that one is they can choose that too?
No, not really.
It'll
be on my website as I make them.
Okay.
I don't have them all the time.
Okay.
There's just a lot more work to make.
So this one is a rub that's for pork, beef, or poultry. It's delicioso. I can just tell you right now. And our number here is 602-277-5369. And toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. 6 people are going to win it. Again, you can check them out at liketosmokemeat.com. Now, you said you're also going to be, I want to get it out, this weekend at the Farmers Market in Tempe. Go ahead.
Clark's Park. I'm going to do the Farmers Market and sell my smoked meat. I do it by the pound, or I do some sandwiches. I'm going to do events, and I really want to get into doing tournaments. That'll be kind of a lot of fun.
Now, okay, go ahead.
And I just bought this smoker 4 months ago out of Texas. So I drove there, picked it up, and brought it back. So I'm learning the smoker. So it's been a lot of fun to do. So.
I betcha. Now, with this rub, can you tell people, is there a certain way that they should do it? Or, do you have a special way, or how long it should stay on the meat? I'm just going to continue eating while you talk, okay?
Well, on the rubs, it's for the Pacific meat, but I do have on my website how to smoke and also how to use the rubs. And it can be used in any cooking
How do you use them?
You can either bake or broil, or you can barbecue with it, or smoke with it. And smoke is the best.
How long has this been, this particular smoke smoked rub have been on your on this particular piece of meat, which, by the way, is really good. I'm just going ahead here. Go
I
ahead.
usually keep it on the meat about 24 hours before I actually smoke it. You can't put too much on because the salt will draw too much water out of the meat and it'll dry the meat out. So you got to be kind of careful how you do that. But usually I like to smoke brisket 14 hours, about 225. And then poultries, you don't do that. You smoke at the temp only and stop, because longer the better doesn't work on poultry. But ribs have a certain time frame or they'll dry out. But it's just, you got to know, you just have to get a little experience with it until you figure out what's the best way to do it.
Our lines are open here, and everyone's getting entered into win, whether you want pork, beef, or poultry for your rub. And our number here is 602-277-5369. And toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. 6 people. We're giving 6 people this. So keep on calling, and I'm going to let you call throughout the rest of the show. Here's what I love. When I tasted it, I told you it didn't taste necessarily sweet to me, and yet you said that it has
brown sugar
in it. It just tastes like a delicious piece of brisket that doesn't have too much flavor, that's overpowering in any way. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So
Make them salivate.
It's just basically the way the salt and the brown sugar is put together. They pretty much balance out, and they basically hide themselves when you caramelize it. And so, but my beef rub is mainly designed for more spice, a little bit salty, and then the poultry rubs are more herby, and then the pork rub needs to be more sweet to complement the meat.
Oh,
you
that's
can't just
great.
use one rub for whatever, because when I first started doing
there you go. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the pork. That's a little bit more sweet, right? Go ahead.
and that has a lot more brown sugar in, so that really works well with pork, because pork is a sweet meat as well, so it complements each other. When I first started doing this, I just bought rubs and started using them. I didn't really like anything, because either just tastes like lots of chili powder or just lots of salt or lots of cayenne. I didn't really want that combination of flavor, so this is what I come up with.
And what about, so with the poultry, you said then is more savory. Is that what I should say?
Herby.
Herby. Okay, thank you. I'm
lots
not
of herbs. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
My wife always complains because I always say it wrong. But anyway, lots of herbs in the
Herbs.
poultry.
Go ahead.
It adds a lot more herbs in it, so it makes it really flavorful, because the meat by itself is not really, poultry doesn't have a lot of flavor, so you got to really kind of help it.
You got this smoking down, unbelievable. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And the website is liketosmokemeat.com, and it's an online store, so you can buy it there, or you can go to the Chandler store. It's Von Hansen Meats in Chandler.
Meats and Spirits in Chandler, yes.
Okay. And you can also call them at 480-282-0812. But I say call in here and get this. It is delicious. I mean, I just love it. And the number here is 602-277-5369. And toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. And I know we're getting calls here on it, so I know they want it because they're hungry and they're listening to it going, wow, this sounds really great. So let me ask you something about, you said you cater.
Right.
You're starting to cater. Also, I wanted to ask you about, when you said that you'll go into a restaurant and actually smoke the meat for them. What does that mean?
Well, if they don't have a smoker and they want to have a smoked meat line, and maybe occasionally want to offer a special, I would definitely like to try that out and go there. They bring their meat out, smoke it, take it in, and provide that service.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Because I've got my smoker's on a trailer, so I can drive it anywhere. It's
I
pretty
have
big.
you drive it to my house every Friday night and have my meat smoked. Everybody's laughing. It's true, though. It's delicious. Okay, so again, you've got the 3 different, but do you want to talk a little bit about your smoke rub, too, just a little bit?
I do have a smoke line.
While I can eat while you talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a smoke line of rubs, but I that's a lot harder to make. So I'll make that, and I'll just put them on my website, and then when people buy them out, they're done, and so I make another batch. I have my rubs are put together commercially. I have a non-disclosure with a spice company that blends my proprietary formulas. And so they make it all for me, and I just pick it up and get it.
It is absolutely. I want to say, if I wanted to describe the taste, it just tastes like incredibly fabulous meat
without any
overpowering
anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But it is just delicious, and it's going to make your mouth water. Keep on calling here. I'm going to let you call throughout the rest of the show for it. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Keep on calling, get entered in to win, or check them out. It's liketosmokemeat.com.